Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. In this video what we're going to do, we're going to look at a topic that has been quite a discussion over the past couple of years. A topic that has sparked debate and also a topic that has raised concern about the future of none other than Leon Bailey. We all know who Leon Bailey is by now, and we know that the interest is starting to grow even more for him, especially in England. And we have heard time and time again about interest in Tottenham Hotspur, Leeds United, Everton, and one club that he's always been linked to is Manchester United. And what we're going to do in this video, we're going to look at where he would fit in Manchester United, or where is he most likely to play in a Manchester United team. We'll look at the personnel that he'll be surrounded by and look at how he'll be able to get on. And before we look at specifically the Manchester United perspective of things and where he currently plies his trade at Bayer Leverkusen, let me just tell you right now that as it relates to Leon Bailey and Manchester United, it's a scenario like this. If Manchester United don't get Jadon Sancho, then Leon Bailey is next in line. And quite personally and realistically speaking, the €120 million price tag that Borussia Dortmund have put on the table for Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, I don't think Manchester United, especially in this economic climate, are going to be going for that sort of player. If it was a scenario where everybody in the world was vaccinated and we are carrying on with majority of our normal life, or if this was pre the virus, then certainly I think Manchester United would have coughed out the money. But based on the current situation the Manchester United are in, that's why I think that there is a genuine possibility, a slim chance, but a genuine possibility. So firstly, let's look at where he lines up in a Bayer Leverkusen team, shall we? Let's look at the board. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is the Bayer Leverkusen team. Now, Bayer Leverkusen operate in a 4-3-3 formation. And this is a formation that they have used from Leon Bailey has been in the club to present. And let me just say, Leon Bailey has a contract with Bayer Leverkusen until the summer of 2022. So, the goalkeeper, 4-3-3. This is Leon Bailey, who operates on the right-hand side of a front three, and what he does, he cuts inside on his left foot, and then he goes and fires at goal. Sometimes he cuts in onto his left foot and passes it to the centre forward, or he passes it to one of the central midfielders. Now, the reason why I've highlighted those three specific players, Lars Bender, Jonathan Tah, and Amiri, is because these are three individuals that will pass the ball to him, and this is why this is so important in this sort of scenario. Jonathan Tah in central defence, he will often look for looping passes forward, so Leon Bailey could be on the receiving end, of course, with his pace and versatility out of flank. Jonathan Tah is quite key. Lars Bender, he supports Leon Bailey so much on this right hand side and does a lot of the defensive work and covers the gaps here and also here as well, and really protects Leon Bailey and gives him that license to push forward and to bump forward for opportunities. He will also overlap and underlap if necessary. Amiri is a dangerous player in a different sense. He is, yes, going to go for goal and shoot for glory, but also he'll look for those diagonal passes. I know that's not a diagonal line, this is more diagonal line, but he'll go for the diagonal passes, and that is where Leon Bailey comes to the equation. And this is exactly what he is used to at Bayer Leverkusen, and this is exactly, if he was to move to another club, some things that he would be expecting. If he was to go to Manchester United, would he make a smooth transition? Well, let's have a look at things, shall we? We're going to now look at Manchester United's perspective in things. So what I've done for Manchester United's scenario in proceedings, so I've gone with a formation that United have used on multiple occasions this campaign, the 4-2-3-1. I'll get to it. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's this, and sometimes it's even this. Yeah, sometimes it's even that too. So we will get to that. we'll get to that, and I'll show you exactly what I mean in this particular scenario, because it's a formation that can rely on a lot of individuals in the team, and that's why I say it's something that can really provide an option for Leon Bailey in terms of how he plays and all of that. There we go. Okay, the 4-2-3-1. David De Gea in net, Luke Shaw left back, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire central defence, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, holding Fred and Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial up top, and Leon Bailey would line up on the right hand side. So predominantly on the right hand side you would have, for an example, you'd have Mason Greenwood, sometimes Marcus Rashford, and in some occasions as well, although you don't quite see it quite often, perhaps a Jesse Lingard, perhaps a Juan Mata. In terms of lining up, we know as the game starts, they will look to drift centrally to look for opportunities. Perhaps even Martial might come this side and Cavani might come in. But let's say this is how it works. Fred is stronger on his right foot, so he's going to be looking for passes over here. Bruno Fernandes, we know he's going to collect from here, send it over here, pass it here, and sometimes send it over here. So here's the challenge now. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Brilliant defender, record-breaking defender in terms of his defensive ability, in terms of what he's going to contribute in neutralizing the opposition and their attack. But as we know, moving forward, it is still a work in progress for him. We've seen him on a couple of occasions, and I would say handful, overlap the right-sided player. But you rarely see him underlap, where he comes in centrally. The only time I can remember him doing this specifically is the game against Newcastle, where he scored his first ever goal at St. James's Park in that 4-1 victory. That was one of the few occasions where Aaron Wan-Bissaka underlapped, came to the left-hand side of the right-sided player. So Leon Bailey is going to be a player where he is going to be in possession a bulk of the time. Arguably, he's going to be in possession even more than he was at Bayer Leverkusen. If Leon Bailey signs for Manchester United, he is going to be a player that is going to be as integral, as important as Bruno Fernandes. We know this is the guy that makes things tick. Well, this is the guy that can also be that figure to create genuine goal-scoring opportunities. The good news, Bailey has cover in defence on that right-hand side. The challenging news, when Leon Bailey comes up in support at Bayer Leverkusen, he normally has 3 options in terms of passing, one of which was included his right back. That won't be an option at Manchester United. He's going to have to look towards the centre forward and Bruno Fernandes. Depending on the opposition, depending on the quality of the press, maybe even Fred might come into the equation. So for Leon Bailey to come to Manchester United, it's going to be tremendously more demanding on his part, especially in the 4-2-3-1. If you want to call it 4-3-3, you can call it 4-3-3 as well. If we're going to use a 4-3-3, then Bailey would push a little bit higher, and sometimes tuck a little bit closer towards Martial. The 4-4-2 diamond, although we don't see it quite often, it's also a system that Manchester United use. And if it were to be a 4-4-2 diamond, then Bailey would operate in a position somewhere around here. And what does that mean specifically? It means that he's going to be central and be able to fire from long range. especially in games where teams are, as they say, parking the bus or playing a low block. The only way to pull teams out of a low block will come from shooting from long range. That's how you're going to pull them out of the defense. So for Leon Bailey specifically, if he comes centrally, this can give him that opportunity, that weapon to fire that left foot and get more opportunities. Can he operate as a second striker? Well, it's not something that you'd say he has done a million times in his career, but it is something he can also play. But if he was to go to Manchester United, these are predominantly the systems that he would use in. I have my concerns with this system. I have my concerns also with the 4-3-3, but I feel most comfortable with Bailey in the 4-4-2. That's what I think if he was to go to Manchester United. Whether this summer, this winter, or 2022. So, Reggae Boys fans, look at it this way. Never say never in the transfer market. I personally don't think he's going to be joining Manchester United. But never say never in the transfer window. We've seen tremendous amounts of surprises, especially amongst Jamaican players in the window. I didn't think Shamar Nicholson was going to go to Belgium in 2019. I think it was going to be a year after. I'd heard of interest at Charleroi, but I didn't think it would be so soon. I thought there were going to be one more year in Slovenia at NK Domžale, and then he would make that transition. So you never know, things can just pop up. There can be personal terms that can be exciting to a player. That can be an opportunity where a player just says, you know, I just can't afford to turn this down. But at this point in time, as we speak, January 2021, I don't think Leon Bailey is going to join Manchester United. But that could all change in a matter of weeks, months, and perhaps 12 months from now, a year. So if Manchester United don't sign Jadon Sancho, Leon Bailey will be next on the target for the Red Devils. And what a joy it would be to see him at Old Trafford, I'm telling you. When fans are back in the stadium, I'm buying a season ticket just to see that guy play week in, week out, man. It's worth every single penny, I tell you. You know, I had the privilege to watch Paul Pogba, David De Gea, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Juan Mata. Fantastic players. Saw Lionel Messi in my first ever match in Europe. Sergio Busquets, Coutinho. Great players, I tell you. I got to see Declan Rice before him turn Bala. I got to see Gylfi Sigurdsson, Theo Walcott, Luca Dean, Richarlison. So, Leon Bailey in England. That's something we're gonna be really, really excited to see. So Reggae Boys fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments in below. Do you think Leon Bailey would fit in at Manchester United, or do you think he should be analysing other opportunities in England? Leeds United, Everton, Tottenham Hotspur, or another club? What do you think? Because interest is certainly there. But what do you think? Where would you like to see him go? Where do you think he will go? Will he leave Germany? And what's going to happen June 2022? Remember, June 2022 he would leave as a free agent if he leaves Bayer Leverkusen at that time. But Bayer Leverkusen ideally would want to earn something if they're going to sell him. So that's something to analyse from that perspective. So Reggae Boys fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments in below. And don't forget as well to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary. Take care.